Hey everyone, I'm Susan Choi. We are here at Summer Fancy Foods 2025 in the Big Apple, New York City. Specifically, we are at the Food Export Buyers Mission event. It's such a great event here, connecting buyers and suppliers together, developing those relationships. And I am here with Logan Zweifel, the Export Readiness Specialist with Food Export Midwest and Northeast. Logan, thank you so much for joining me right now.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Let's kick it off. For people who do not know what Food Export is, can you describe to us the company?
Of course. Yeah, so Food Export is your one-stop shop for everything exporting. We have three main pillars that we focus on here. It's exporter education, where you can learn the basis of exporting and learn the process and the ins and outs. Then we have market entry, where we have different activities here to meet buyers, just like our buyer's mission here at Summer Fancy. And then we have our market promotion piece, which is our 50% reimbursement to really help kickstart your international marketing in other countries.
Can you tell us, being at Summer Fancy Foods, what is the importance of being at trade shows, like this one?
At a show like Summer Fancy, you have such a variety in the amount of suppliers that are here. So you have companies that might be here for the first time, exhibiting in the startup pavilions, or you have companies that might be in their state pavilions with good resources through the state that are available to them. And with a show like this, it's awesome to come here and see the different industry segments and understand more about what's popular in the industry. And it's a great place to be here, boots on the ground, and shake hands in person. Just like in New York City, you have so much variety. It mimics the same way here at the show, where you have so much variety in the amount of products that you'll see walking the show floor.
What is it about these shows that really sets this category apart from other types of international marketing activities?
I think the biggest advantage here with trade shows is being boots on the ground. So you can physically be here in person, shake hands with potential buyers, have them meet your employees, and understand more about your product offerings. Furthermore, they might even get to try it. That's one of my favorite parts of the trade shows, are trying the different products and understanding things that you might not have understood or even had on your radar before. A big part of what trade show environment brings is contrary to what we see with the digital meetings and everything here. It's better to be in person to facilitate that first conversation with these buyers and build a good, strong base.
Absolutely. I love what you said about those taste tests. I mean, that's really important, right? From my time at Food Institute, I've learned that that's the number one thing. Does it taste good? Does the product taste good, right?
Of course.
Logan, continuing on about the conversation about trade shows, the importance of trade shows, how does Food Export specifically encourage and empower businesses, showing at these trade shows? How does your company work behind the scenes, to really encourage, vendors, buyers, suppliers, members of Food Export, to really, show up at their best at these kinds of shows?
So the biggest way that Food Export is present here is through a buyer's mission. Of course, we're bringing in international buyers here to the show, so you don't even have to leave the United States in order to meet these buyers. There's a wide variety of buyers from different countries that come in, and then of course, after they meet you at the buyer's mission, they could stop by your booth and see you and continue the conversations that you started. That's the main way. There are also some other ways too. Food Export always has a booth at some of these trade shows. So we have one here at Summer Fancy. It's a great location for suppliers to stop by if they have questions as they're on site here. There are so many different factors and changing factors at a trade show that it's nice to know you have some support there right there on the show floor. And the last way that we're really heavily involved here is through the branded program. Companies can get support through Food Export and that 50% reimbursement program for trade show booth costs and booth-related expenses, so that it really helps you lower that expense cost here, and it really helps you take more opportunity at the show. So now you can do more with your budget. You can bring more promotional items. You can promote your brand in a greater footprint here at the Summer Fancy Food Show.
I like that. It's all about those discounts that can really help businesses, especially in these challenging times. Logan, and finally, long-term relationships. How does Food Export see these trade shows as a way to strengthening long-term relationships between buyer and supplier? How does that work?
Being able to interact in person and starting off as previously mentioned, that's a huge piece to building a relationship with the buyer. When they don't know anything about you and they don't know anything about your company, they're learning for the first time. So it's a great learning opportunity for you to exchange information and then continue that conversation. Once they've met you in person, it could lead to you visiting their warehousing facilities in their country, or them visiting your manufacturing facilities here in the United States. whatever happens next, a trade show is a great way to open that context and open that opportunity for your company here with these international buyers.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, Logan Zweifel, Export Readiness Specialist with Food Export. Logan, thanks again for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.